Hi, my name is Ryan McCarger, and this is my contemporary business leader presentation. The business leader I have chosen to interview is Dave McCarger. In the following presentation, I will summarize and analyze my interview while comparing a real-life business scenario to establish management principles and leadership styles. In this presentation, I will review the contents of my interview and analyze the results and communicate and compare my findings. I will start by describing who my business leader and his background is. Then I will talk about some of the interview questions and responses, such as the leader's greatest achievement, application of leadership theory, and how the leader handled different challenges. After that, I will review concepts such as power bases and the impact of behavior, compare leadership styles between my interviewee and another prominent leader in the same industry, and finally, I will cover leadership lessons, missions, visions, strategies, in the entrepreneurial mindset, and other reflections to sum my findings. I'm interviewing Dave McCarger, a leader of the customer success implementation team at Ambient AI for the last 3 years. This company operates in the computer vision and intelligence industry, working with AI-related software. Dave works for customer success and implementation team. His team is responsible for post-sales activity, which means implementing solutions that customers have purchased, renewing their contracts, and looking for opportunities for the customer to grow further with the software. I selected to interview Dave because of his unique leadership experience and his diverse experience in different management positions. He's a great communicator, and I know he would be able to articulate his experience well and be able to thoroughly answer the interview questions from personal experience. The two leadership theories most commonly displayed throughout the interview were the trait and transformational leadership theories. Dave displayed trait theory by exercising certain characteristics such as emotional intelligence and openness to experience with his team. For example, when a legal problem arose with his international team, this was a new experience. Instead of avoiding this challenge, he was able to open up to new experience, and set a good examples for his team to lead and to be followed by him. He also encouraged them to react similarly to how he reacted to the situation, which was being open-minded. According to the Harvard.edu article on trait theory, in the early 2000s, the trait theory of leadership made a comeback as researchers began to identify personality traits that tend to be associated with leader effectiveness. But rather than reverting to the belief that personality traits also determine leadership success, many scholars asserted that leadership personality was just one ingredient in a stew that makes up the contemporary organization alongside current events, culture, mission, and many other factors. Along with trait theory, Dave employed transformational leadership when he inspired intellectual stimulation by making his team perform tasks such as working through an architectural review, securing implementation of materials, and identifying partnerships to satisfy the ongoing needs of the potential customer linked in the scenario he provided. This increased his team's self-efficacy by trusting them to accomplish those tasks. The outcome led to positive work attitudes and confidence as all these things were heightened in turn. Dave's greatest career achievement was at the startup company he currently works for, Ambient AI. He played a critical role in securing and executing a large contract with LinkedIn. Dave and his team worked together to deploy over 2,500 camera streams in North America and Europe. They worked through physical boundaries, charted resource allocation, and identified project milestones while sticking to installation timelines in order to provide excellent customer service to their client. This occurred from June of 2022 to June of 2023. The management principles Dave primarily employed that led to this effective leadership organizational outcome, according to his ranking lists, were listening, awareness, conceptualization, foresight, and interest in community building. Dave believes that his achievement um, was so impactful because it provided this company because it proved that the company was capable of serving large clients and meeting their needs. According to the scoring table, Dave used servant leadership and characteristics in his career achievement. Ambient AI acquired two contracts with two government agencies from May to June of 2023. The sharing of data with non-US citizens is a compliance issue with the government agencies, and Dave had to restructure the threat detection and analysis team because I had team members based in India that received the clips, and they didn't have the clearance to view those clips for any signatures that may have been alarming. They had to channel to certain video clips to only go to workers in the team with U.S. citizenship, and my leader did use servant leadership characteristics in their greatest career achievement when handling this challenge. His response was more aligned with management as his main functions during this time, as he was able to organize and control his team. The power-based structure that most closely aligns with the responses given by the interviewed leader would be the expert piece of personal power section on the graph. The personal power slide of this graph typically fosters a positive effect on employees. That is exactly what was shown through Dave's leadership style, as he led his teams by example with expert knowledge. The leadership style used by my interviewee involved trait theory and transformational leadership. A strength of this leadership style is flexibility and cooperation from employees. A weakness is a lack of control. And compared to Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, he uses a behavioral style of leadership. A strength of this efficiency is clear. The strength of this is efficiency and clear coordination through the company. One quote says that Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella believes that the number one trait today's leaders must possess is an attribute that's often underestimated, the ability to see and communicate clearly in times of turbulence. The ambient AI mission is to prevent every security incident possible. The vision is AI enabling a proactive and autonomous security operation. These are accomplished by developing a computer vision and intelligence AI software platform to employ on corporate campuses where there are several camera feeds, but not enough individuals to watch each of the streams. To solve this problem with an entrepreneurial mindset, the company developed an AI platform that does the work of security guards and only alerts authorized personnel for actionable and concerning activities, such as someone with a weapon or a health and safety issue. The entrepreneurial mindset is essential in achieving this mission because the whole company value proposition relies on the new idea and the implementation of this new technology. Two attributes Dave mentions that are essential for success in his industry are tenacity and long-term vision. Ambient AI is in a disruptive market. They are creating a new and more efficient way of conducting video surveillance. It takes a lot of retraining and tenacity to show clients the long-term value and convince them it was worth switching up the way they currently perform security tasks. The long-term vision comes into play as they have to see the potential of where the new AI software can be in the next few years and convince the clients of that value as opposed to just the current value. A combination of these two things will help leaders excel in this field. Dave said to avoid future selling as something to avoid in his career that may derail or set him back. This basically means that he should show his services and the value that he offers to his clients more today than in the future. His clients want to know what the return on investment will be in more of a short term than a long term. It's definitely hard to find a balance for his team between what the AI has the potential to do, obviously because this field is a field that is constantly growing, and he's able to implement that new technology into the cameras. However, installing the cameras and that initial software is obviously one of the hardest challenges. Yes. I chose to interview the leader in part one because of his diverse experience in leadership and his different management positions. Um, I chose a leader for part two because he is a CEO of a large company that works in a similar industry as my interviewee and has a different yet effective leadership style. The challenges I faced in conducting the interview were finding a time that me and the interviewee were available and communicating the questions very clearly. I had to ask some small clarifying questions to arrive at my desired responses, specifically asking for specific details regarding the challenge Dave handled and how his team directly and his leadership style directly influenced the outcome of the situation he had to handle. From this process, I learned that being an effective leader can look very different from one leader to another. There is no one leadership style is best or one leadership style fits all option. It takes being personable and confident to inspire the people around you to accomplish the task that they are currently at hand. And these are my references. Thank you so much for watching.